Hello there guys and welcome back to the FIFA 20 career mode with Everton, and now we're at the end of season 1. So like I said last episode, let's have a look through the save, everything in depth, the board expectations. As you can see right now, our manager rating is 67, below target in the red, so it's not looking good for us. But I think there's one or two reasons why that is, and we will go through that in today's video. So like I say, today's video is just going to have a look at the league table, all the cup competitions, top scorers, top assists, clean sheets, all that sort of stuff. We're going to have a look through in today's episode. So before we head on and do that, if you do enjoy today's video, don't forget guys, leave a like down below on the video. And yeah, let's get into it. So I think first we'll have a look at the league table, like I say here, and see how it ended off. We pretty much know how the top 8 finished off. Obviously Manchester City being the winners, Spurs, Liverpool and Arsenal making up the top 4. Then we've got Manchester United finishing in 5th. Then unfortunately West Ham overtook us in recent games. I'd probably say the last 5 or 6 games West Ham probably went on a good run. Overtook us, finishing in 6th, and then we finished in 7th, and then Leicester City finishing in 8th. So let's have a quick scroll down here. One surprising thing to note possibly is Chelsea finishing in 9th. They didn't have the best of seasons on their record. We played them obviously twice, won them once, lost once. But yeah, finishing in 9th, I'm pretty sure next season they're going to strengthen, make sure they're stronger for next season. Wolves in 10th, Brighton in 11th, Newcastle in 12th, Crystal Palace 13th, Bournemouth 14th, Southampton 15th, Norwich, Burnley, Watford, Aston Villa and then Sheffield United. So Watford, Aston Villa and Sheffield United all going down this season. And you can see there Burnley just escaping their on goal difference, minus 33 compared to Watford's minus 36. But yeah, so all round really I wouldn't say it's too bad of a season. Obviously back when we first started this career mode, we disabled the first summer transfer window, so we only had a chance to strengthen in January. So I think on that basis, we didn't do too bad to finish in 7th. Obviously, if it wasn't going to do a realistic one, I probably would have gone on and bought maybe a good striker and possibly finished higher in the league. But because we were doing this sort of realistic disabling a transfer window, then in January not buying 87 plus rated strikers or anything like that, I feel like we've done well to finish in 7th. Like I say, I think the last part of the season let us down. I'd say from February onwards let us down, but definitely before that we was on a good run of games. So to finish in 7th, I don't see it as a bad season. So then guys, let's have a look at the objectives overview next. So you can see here youth development. This one I never really complete it just because I don't find it of much importance. Like I'll always use the youth academy, but I might not use it in the first season and play them, so on and so forth. So that one never really gets done on my behalf. Next one, brand exposure. Pretty straightforward, 54 million from shirt sales. You pretty much always do that anyway, so it's nothing really you can affect. Next one, qualified to the Europa League, which we've done. Finishing in 7th place allowed us that, so that's all great. Now, the next one, I think, is part of the reason why our manager rating is so low. Finishing a Europa League spot, 7th. So, obviously, they wanted us to finish in the actual spot, but obviously we got it anyway. So, I feel like that's sort of knocked the manager rating down undeservingly, because even though we delivered Europa League, we just didn't finish in the Europa League spot. So, a bit annoying, that one. I feel like that one's knocked, the manager rating down quite a bit. But it shouldn't really affect us getting a job next season anyway. And the next one there, reached around the 16 of the FA Cup, which we did. I did feel like we could have got a little bit further in that, but unfortunately Wolves knocked us out. I think it was a 5th minute goal from Doherty, volley into the top right corner. Unbelievable, but that was the only goal for the game, sorry. And yeah, knocked us out. Next one, financial. Again, pretty straightforward, completed that one. But yeah, as an overview, I feel like we've done quite good in terms of objectives for the team. So next thing to do, I think, is have a look at the top scorers, top assists for all the competitions. So let's have a look here. Top scorers of the Premier League was Aguero, 35 goals in 38 games. And then behind him was Sterling on 24. So there's quite a big gap there, really. Aguero taking it into a league of his own now, 35 goals. But for us, Calvert-Lewin finishing in 10th there on 19 goals in 31 matches. Like I say, towards the end of the season, he didn't really play as much. And if he did, it was coming on as a sub. The first part of the season, he was on great form. And then when our results weren't really going our way, I thought the only thing maybe to do was swap Calvert-Lewin out, put Richarlison in, who I know can play striker, and we did just that. And I feel like we finished quite strongly. Maybe Calvert-Lewin could have still done the job, but yeah, either way, he's finished 10th place in the top scorers list there. And you can see Richarlison as well, 17th there, 14 goals in 38 matches. He played every game this season, and out on the wings he didn't score too many goals, but as soon as he come in at striker, he was rescuing us a lot of the time. And any other players of ours, and there isn't. So assists, you can see there, Kevin De Bruyne, 12 assists, 38 matches. Joint with Harry Kane, 12 assists in 38 matches. Harry Kane getting a lot of assists, surprisingly, I'd say. Calvert-Lewin, once again, one of our players, 8 assists in 31 matches. And Sigurdsson there, 6 assists in 26 matches. Any other of our players? Gabamin, a little bit of a surprise there, 21, ranked 21, sorry. 6 assists in 33 games. And that is it for the top assists. Next one, clean sheets. So Hugo Lloris, 23 clean sheets in 38 matches. And I've got to say, when we played Spurs in the second half of the season, it was so hard to score against Hugo Lloris. And to get the last minute equaliser with Richarlison like we did, I was so surprised and shocked just because of how well Hugo Lloris did in that game. But you can see there, we've got Jordan Pickford, 14 clean sheets in 38 matches. Bit of a... I feel like I let him down at times with how bad my defending was, but there were definitely some goals that he should have saved that he got a hand to, and I feel like he should have saved anyway. Yellow cards, nothing too major there really. 8 being the highest in 31 matches. Red cards, again, nothing too surprising there. Engels, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. Engels, from Aston Villa, 2 in 31 matches. So let's have a quick look here at the FA Cup. Go back to top scorers here. It's taking a while for some reason. Yeah, here we go, top scorers. So Salah on 5 goals in 5 matches. We will find out who the winner of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, and obviously all the rest of it as well. We can see there Salah being the top scorer. Next one, Robert Firmino being the top assists, 4 assists in 6 matches. And clean sheets being Alisson, 6 assists, 6 clean sheets in 6 matches. So I've got a feeling from obviously them being at the top of all these that they are going to be the winners of the FA Cup. I'm pretty sure of it. But noticeable mention there, Jordan Pickford, 2 clean sheets in 3 matches, making the top 6. That was a thing. But yeah, let's have a look now at the other competitions and see who won them. So I think we'll start off by having a look at the FA Cup. And like I said, we think Liverpool's going to have won it with being at the top of each of those sheets, could you call it. You can see there, yeah, Liverpool have won it 4-0 against Leicester City. And you could sort of tell the way it was going, the top scorers, top assists, top clean sheets, you know what I mean? But let's have a look at the semi-final. So Leicester City beating Crystal Palace 3-0, and then Liverpool to go to penalties against Wolves 5-4. So Wolves making it to the semi-finals. Let's have a look here. We got knocked out here to Wolves. So like I say, the goal 5 minutes in, and that's just set the tone for the rest of the game, and that's how it ended. And round 6, they beat Reading 4-0. I would have loved to got into the 6th round. Like I say, we could have played Brentford, we could have played Reading, could have played Crystal Palace. You could say a little bit of an easy game, well, easier game compared to obviously Liverpool, Chelsea, United and Wolves. But, you know, it is what it is, and unfortunately we got knocked out. So next, let's have a look at the Carabao Cup, and Spurs being the winners of that, 3-1 against Manchester United, and we got knocked out of that quite early on, really. You see Spurs there beating City 4-2, and United beating Bournemouth 4-0. Quarterfinals, that's how they went. City getting 1-0 win against Brighton. So City not doing too well in competition so far, but obviously winning the league by quite a distance really. I think it's by 7 points or so. But you can see here, 4th round of the Carabao Cup, we got knocked out to Millwall. And really disappointing that really. That was one of our sort of like, I wouldn't say biggest defeats of the season, but like most, you could say worrying ones. You know, losing away to Millwall so early on in the season, it's a bit like, well, how is the rest of the season gonna pan out? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, disappointing, but it is what it is. And the Super Cup, how did that end? And Liverpool beat Chelsea 4-1. And like I say, Chelsea just had a bad season this year. I don't know what it was, but yeah, losing the Super Cup there to Liverpool. Champions League, obviously we weren't in it, but Barcelona there beating Real Madrid 2-0 in the final semi-finals there. City getting knocked out from Barcelona, going through on away goals, and then Real Madrid beating Juventus 5-4 on aggregate. So wow, what a what a semi-final really. Europa League, let's see who won this, because we are going to be in this competition next season. And you see that Inter Milan beating Arsenal 2-1. So let's have a quick look at the semi-finals as well. Inter Milan going through 5-2, and then Arsenal going through on away goals 2-2 to Marseille. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be in the Europa League next season. It's going to be really exciting. You can see the European champ, which I'm pretty sure that's the Euro 2020. If I'm right, I'm pretty sure it is. So you can see all these games on the right hand side. I'm pretty sure some of them have already been played. Go to Group A here. You can see Netherlands beating Portugal 2-1 in the first game there. And they go 3 points up in Austria as well. But maybe we should have a look at this. towards the start of next season if we can, and see who the winners are and what have you. That'd be pretty interesting to see who comes out on top of that. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing, which I think we'll have a quick look at. We'll have a quick look at my career. Well, let's just see what the stats are for this. So you can see here the biggest win was early on in the season, surprisingly to Wolves, who we lost in the FA Cup against them, and then we drew at the end of the season. But at the start of the season, we played them, won 4-0. That was obviously our biggest win, as you can see. Our biggest defeat was 4-0 to Dortmund, but obviously that was just a simmed pre-season friendly, so nothing really matters of that. Record transfer fee, 34.6 million, which now if I think back, that's not Almeida, that's not Todibo, that will be Hudson-Odoi we signed for 34.6 million, because obviously I searched them up. We wanted to sign a few players off our shortlist, Insigne, Koulibaly, players like that, but we couldn't sign them unfortunately, so I thought, you know what, get a new winger in and possibly sell Walcott, and then we had a look and we found Hudson-Odoi, but it was at Lyon. And then obviously I thought, well, we could sort of play it off, to make it a bit more realistic. Play it off that he's still at Chelsea, he's not getting any game time, and we've bought him that way to give him game time here at Everton. So that's why we brought him to the club. So you can see there at the bottom the record for the first season: 23 wins, 10 draws, 15 losses, 59 goals, 46 goals conceded. So like I say, a lot of draws there realistically. I think in a lot of them situations now, we need to possibly push on, go ultra attacking and try and win the game. And try and get the 3 points here. So this is how the season finished as a whole. Finished Europa League spot, which obviously that was the objective. Objective achieved, not available, but we did achieve it, you know what I mean. Reached the round of 16, we did achieve that. FA Cup 5th round, Carabao Cup 4th round, and obviously the Premier League, I don't know why it's just saying league, but obviously it's just saying league. Manager of the Month awards, we didn't win any, unfortunately. Manager of the Year awards, we didn't win one either. Record fee paid, obviously Hudson-Odoi. Schneiderlin, sold him for 8.5 million early on in a league position, 7th, and then once again our league record. So I think for the next bit now, we'll have a look at the other leagues, see how they ended, and like I say, we'll only pick a few out of here because I don't want to be all day looking at every single league. But let's have a quick look at the Championship as well. Obviously, I don't think it'll tell you who goes through off the playoffs, what have you, but there we go, there's a look at the Championship. There, League One, let's have a quick flick through these, like I say. Peterborough had 106 points. League 2, Mansfield at 103. Swindon Town finishing 3rd. League 1, let's have a quick look here. PSG, not surprisingly, sorry, should I say, but maybe surprisingly got a defeat there. 37 wins, 1 defeat. That could say a little bit of surprise there, but 111 points, no surprise realistically, I should have said. The Bundesliga, who ended up winning that, and Bayern Munich at 102 points, went undefeated the whole season. Let's have a see next. Serie A. How did that one end? Juventus on 103 and Napoli in second on 93 points. And whenever I look at that and I think back to our Napoli career mode, first season didn't go too well for us. But in our defence, we did end up winning the Champions League. So you could say that's maybe a little bit more better. I don't know. Let's have a look next at the Bundesliga. The Liga BBVA. I don't know why I gone to Smartbank there. The Santander. Real Madrid, you could say surprisingly, won it on 112 points. Barcelona behind them on 103. So 2 good seasons from both of them, to be fair, both on 100 plus points. But Real Madrid there going on 37 wins, 1 draw for the whole season. So I think one of the last things to look at before we go and progress through into the next season is have a look at our players as a whole. Who's gone up in overall, who's gone down in overall. And we'll have a look through every player now. Just a flick through, nothing too major. But we'll start off here with Jordan Pickford, gone up by 1 overall so far this season. I thought he would have gone up a bit more. João Virginia has gone out on loan to Reading, got up by 3 overalls. Billy Collins, never really used him, but I think we got him from the youth academy actually. John Lossell, he's never really had to come in to play this season, unfortunately not gone up by anything either. Lucas Dean gone up by 2 overalls. Luke Garbett gone up by 1, was out on loan to Ipswich. Leighton Baines gone down by 3. Anything like massive so far, anything major there. Lewis Gibson gone up by 10 overalls this season. He's showing great potential. Age 19, looks like a really good player now. I think we'll keep him for next season. Obviously him and Ryan Astley contract, so I'm guessing he wants a new contract. We'll just do that quickly while I'm here. Hopefully he'll accept something. Yeah, there we go. That ups his morale a little bit there. But them two have been in the training schedule, so no surprise there. Them two going up by quite high overalls. Anything else realistically here? Coleman going down by 1. John Joe Kenny going up by 2 whilst being out on loan. Gabamin going up by 2. Andre Gomez going up by 2. Baningame going up by 6. Not too bad really for a 21-year-old. You know, going up by that many overalls in a season. Like I say, considering his age. Iwobi going up by 2. Davies by 2. Anything else? Almeida going up by 2. Obviously, we only got him in January. Realistically, I would have liked to got him in the training schedule and get him up a little bit more. But unfortunately, we couldn't really fit him in and, you know, all the other things. Anthony Gordon going up by 8. And I'm guessing, obviously, all these players, because they've gone up in quite a lot of overall, they're going to want a new contract. So let's give them a new contract anyway. I don't see why not. Let's see. Anything else surprisingly before we get to the bottom here? Yannick Bolasie going down by 1. Definitely a player we're going to sell next season anyway. Ellis Sims, here we go. Got up by 9 overalls to a 73. 19 years of age, showing great potential. So, like I say, a lot of these players I do want to try and get into the first team. But it's going to be tough because obviously we've got plenty of strikers and plenty of other players in the team already. So maybe a loan out to different clubs will be best for these players. Calvert-Lewin going up by 3. Good striker. Moise Kean going up by 2. Like I say, my only downfall to this season will not be giving Moise Kean as much game time as I would have liked to give him. Now, next season, that's definitely going to be one of our priorities. Give Moise Kean more game time. You can see there's morale not happy at all. And that's down to the team performance and play time. So, there we go. There's a look at the whole team and how we've done as a whole. And I think that's pretty annoying that. He's annoyed at the team performance. Now, I'm guessing that's because of the objective as of recent not finishing. Oh, hang on. Player injured. What's all this about? Luca Dean out for 6 weeks. So I guess that's not too bad. But injury at the end of the season. What about that? But let's have a look here. You can see I've changed the training up a little bit. Just tried to give some of the first team players some training before the start of next season. And I think I'll keep this going into next season as well. Because it's all good training the younger players to get ready for the first team. But whilst we're battling for, like you say, Europa League spots, we need the first team to be up at the best they can be already. So, you know, I should have trained them a bit sooner, realistically, and done the younger, youthful players towards the end of the season. But yeah, we're going to go through into the next season in today's episode. I'm going to cut it through to that in a minute or so now. And I'm going to do the last training session as well. I know I won't get another training session now, will I? No. Oh, okay, that was the last one. But we're going to do that because I do think we'll get the job next season. I'm pretty sure we will. But I'll catch up with you guys just in a minute just to see if we do. So then guys, just got to the end of the season, skipped on through, and you can see here, we look forward to working with you again next season. Like I said, I weren't really worried too much. It's just the manager ranking that sort of worries me probably the most, if I'm going to be honest. When it's like 67 like that, and the game sort of, I wouldn't say glitches out, but it says, oh, we want you to finish in, you know, this certain spot. But even though we didn't finish in that spot, we still got the Europa League anyway. But it gives it, you know, it gives you that false sort of like look to say, look, your manager rating's really low. Even though we got what you asked for. Do you know what I mean? That sort of stuff. So, we're through into next season of the Everton career mode. And I can't wait to strengthen this team next season. Like I said, we've got the transfer shortlist made up of players that we didn't sign from January. Now, a few players I'm looking at already. Because one of the things I was a little bit worried about signing players like Insigne, James Rodriguez was the age. But I'm thinking, you know, this is career mode. And let's just say Everton do sign these players in real life. You know, it's only career mode at the end of the day. And it's going to be fun, nonetheless, getting James Rodriguez from Real Madrid into Everton, playing in the Premier League. It's going to be fun, isn't it? So I'm going to try and get him. Like I say, I don't really know what the budget is going to be. Like I say, we're going to have to buy quite a few players as well, because obviously going into the Europa League, we're going to have a ton more games to play. So with all that and all the competitions in England as well, we're going to have to rotate the team quite a bit. So I think signing some quality players is going to be essential. Then obviously our younger players can come in as well, and that's one of the benefits of us training them up. Like we've seen from Lewis Gibson going up by 10 overalls and Ryan Astley going up as well. And the likes of Anthony Gordon, Baningame, they should come in and play a pretty important role, I would say, coming into this next season. But yeah, I'm just waiting for this now to get through, and hopefully we can have a see what our transfer budget is for next season. And this is taking forever, so I'll catch up with you guys when we get through to the next part. So here we are, guys. We're through into the next season. Like I said, we're not going to play any games or anything this episode. Let's have a quick look now at the transfer budget and have a see what it's going to be for the season coming up. I hope it's decent, you know what I mean? Because obviously we have to sign quite a few players. Obviously we've got a few to sell, but I still want a good starting budget, you know, because we are in the Europa League. But let's have a look here now together. We'll press the button together, and 72,460,000 wage. I'd say that's okay. Not too bad. If we knock the wage down a little bit, we don't need, 400,000, I don't think. We'll go for 250. Yeah, around about 250 there. So we got 82 million pounds to work with there. Not too bad, to be fair, because I feel like if we sell certain players, like the Walcotts, Sigurdsson, obviously if we're going to sign James Rodriguez, we're going to get rid of Sigurdsson, for example. We can bring in quite a bit of money as well. So I feel like we're not have too bad of a season. And obviously we've got players coming back from loan, players like Sandro, Balassi, who we can sell as well. So that should bump that up to above £100 million. So we should have quite a lot to work with. But anyway, guys, that has been it for today's episode. And if you've enjoyed it, don't forget, leave a like down below. Can't get my words out. Leave a like down below on the video. Leave a comment as well on what you want to see and what players you want to see me sign next season. And hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time.